Hey, hi all. In the previous session, we have learned how can we install XAMPP. Now, today we will be learning about how we can we play with XAMPP. Means how can we create databases and play with databases, and then we will go how can we create tables, alter table, update table, and all those commands. How can we delete and drop our tables? Sequentially, we will learn about views and then stored procedures. So this session is based upon how quickly can we understand all those things. Okay, so let's get started. To start, first we need to open XAMPP. Let's open XAMPP. We will open XAMPP by XAMPP control panel. Okay. Now, normally it is, if you see here, it is in the stop mode, start mode. So we need to first click on start, then it will come as stop. It will come as stop. If these ports are visible, it means now it is running. To access this thing, we need to go to localhost. We'll open new tab and type localhost. The moment I type localhost and click enter, it will redirect me towards this thing. Okay. Then I will just need to click on PHP my admin. Now, this is how my database, or you can see MariaDB looks like, which is running now on local host that is 127.0.1. The server is address is 127.0.1. Okay. Server type is MariaDB. Now, we will understand how can we create databases. Okay. Let's try to create a new database. So to create a database, we'll click on databases. Right now we are inside server. If I go somewhere, click on this thing, can you see? Now I'm inside server, then I'm inside some database. So let me first go back to my server and create a new database. To create a new database, we'll use command that is create database. Database, as we know, SQL is case sensitive, so it doesn't matter whether it's in uppercase or lowercase. My DB. Okay. This semicolon indicates that okay, the command is now closing here. Now we will run and click on go. The moment we click on go, I can see my DB is created. To get list of databases, I can see that my DB is created here. Okay. To get list of databases, I can see like show. I can create like show databases. If I try to run this command, I can see right now I have these all databases present with me. If I want to go inside a particular database, I can use command use database, then use database, then name of the database, which in our case is my DB. This is my database. Then I will just click on go. Okay. Let me see what is happening. Let me understand. Okay, I don't want to use this thing. Let me just remove it. We will directly use our database. Use database. We can go. Then right now it is saying okay. It returned and executed. Now go inside my query box. Now our database is created. Now we need to create tables. Now there are two ways in which we can create tables. Okay, there are two ways in which we can create tables. The first one is using GUI. The second one is using CLI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. CLI means which table we create using command line. Initially we will learn how to create using front end, but then we will focus on how can we create using commands. Okay. Let's create a table. Let's create a table called my table in which we will use ID, name, age, and when was the data inserted, means created at. So we will create a table called as create table name. Let us give the table name as my learning table. Okay. And I want to use 4 columns. Let me click on create. Let me give the things here. Okay. That is ID, name, age, and created at. Now, let me tell you one thing. Whenever we create any tables, there are at least 5 columns which are required. We will learn those things in the upcoming sessions. Those are created by, created on, modified by, modified on, and is active. Those can help us in tracking the data. Now this ID should be automatically implemented. When it's automatically implemented means it should be a primary key. Now primary key is something which is unique in a table. Means which is unique in a table where they have a primary key, it becomes very easier to get a full data. Now name should be of string. In string we mean to say varchar. We can also define the length. Now our name can be at least 50 characters long. I know it can be 25, but it will never be 50. But let's take the highest value. By default, you have seen it might came as 255. Okay, that our system will do. Now age will be an integer and created at will be a timestamp. Basically, it will be a timestamp and default will be our current timestamp. Now, default will be our current timestamp. Now, if you want to create a partition inside this table, we will learn partition in the upcoming classes. Okay, not now because it will become a too heavy session. So hope you are with me. We have created a table in which we have inserted 4 columns: ID, name, age, and created at. Now, these are called name and these are called types. And if we have something, we need to define the type length, we can give the length here also. Let's move further. If you want to keep something by default as null, we can check this thing. So it will be by default as null. Now let's proceed further. Everything looks good. Now let's first click on preview SQL. The moment I have clicked on preview SQL, can you see some statements are coming? Now this is something which we will need. And in future, we will use only this way of creating tables. It means instead of creating by GUI, if we write this command, it will also perform the same thing. Okay, let me copy it. Let me close it. Let me click on save. The moment I have clicked on save, I can see inside my database, I have one table. Now this table we have created using GUI. Now let's create this table using CLI. So we will go to my SQL. Let's go to my database. We will go to SQL and paste the same command here. Okay. Now instead of learning table, let me write CLI. Okay. And hit on go. Can you see? The moment I have hit now, same table, both tables have same thing, but this first table was created using drag and drop. Second table was created using our command line. Now, if we want to see tables, to view a table, how many tables are inside my database? We will go to our SQL, we will go to database, go to SQL and type show tables. Similarly, we ran the command show databases. We have the command show tables. The moment we click on go, right now we are inside which database? We are inside MariaDB. So in MariaDB, we have how many tables? We have 2 tables, MariaDB learning and MariaDB learning CLI. Okay, now if I want to see more about these tables, okay, I want to see more about the my learning table CLI. How can I do that? For that thing, I can just go to SQL and write a command called describe. Describe, then our table name. What is my table name? My learning CLI. Okay, then I will click on go. The moment I click on go, I can see that my table CLI has a field called ID, which is of type int. It has name, which is of type varchar, whose length is 50. It has age, which is of int, and we have created at, who has a value of timestamp. Okay. Now let's try to do something else. Let's try to create a new column. Means I'm trying to alter it. I'm trying to modify a table so that I can create a new column. To modify a table and to add a new column, we have something called as alter command. Alter table. What is the table name? my learning CLI, add column, add column. What is the column name? Email. This is field. What is a field must also have its type. What is the type? Varchar of 255. Email cannot be 255 letter length, so let's make it more than 50. Let's make it 50. Okay, let's try to click on go. Okay, now if I go to my table, my learning table CLI, I can see that it has one more column called email, but this column is not present inside this thing because we have altered this table. Means we have modified this table. Now, similar, the second use case of alter command. The second use case of alter command can be, now I don't want to add a new column. I want to change the existing column name. So what I can do, I will again just go to MySQL. I will write a command alter table. What is the table name? Table name is my learning CLI. What do I need to change? I want to change. What I need to change? I need to change. Let me see the columns. I want to change which column? Name to full name. I want to change name to full name. And what is the type? Type is varchar 55. Okay. Earlier it was 50, but now I want to give it 55. Let's try to click on go. The moment I have clicked on go, if I just go there and if I try to describe this thing, describe my learning table CLI. See, this is how we give comments. Okay. This double minus indicates comments and give one space. If I try to execute this command, I can see that full name is of 55. Earlier it was of 50. Okay. Now, there are two things. There are two concepts. Okay. The first concept is delete. Second concept is drop. When we say drop, it means we are removing data. We are not deleting table. But when we say delete, it means we are removing the existence of table. Now let's see. Now let's see how we can drop a table. Okay. Let's see how we can drop a table. To drop a table, we use command called as drop table. Drop table. Which table I need to drop? I need to specify it like my drop table. Okay. The moment I click on go, it will say, okay, the data has been dropped. It returned MySQL 0. But the moment I remove this thing and I type truncate and then I click on go, what does it say? It says MyDB learning does not exist. Means if I just go there and I can see that this table does not exist. Only one table exists here. Means drop means it has removed my table. Drop means it has removed my table. So the concept which we need to understand is drop means it will remove the table. Truncate means it will remove the data of the table. Okay. Drop means, let me just open new tab and let me basically show you. Okay. I will share this notes with you. Drop, delete. Delete means for delete we use drop command, and for truncate we use truncate command. Okay. Means drop means table does not exist anymore. Okay. Whereas truncate means data of table does not exist anymore. Okay. Delete means table does not exist anymore. Truncate means data of the table doesn't exist anymore. Okay. And let's try to understand the structure. What is the structure of both of them? The structure is drop table, table name. Okay. It is case sensitive, so it doesn't matter whether it's capital or small. Okay. And here truncate means this command is truncate table, table name. Okay. Truncate table name. Now, anybody is having any doubts till now? Let's take a gap of 1 minute. Then we will understand that we will understand a full thing which we have learned here in the by creating a sample data. What we have learned till now: databases, databases, create database, delete database, show database, create database, delete database, show database, and anything else. Create database, show database. That's it. Okay. To create a database, we have the command called as create database, database name. Okay. Create database, database name. And to delete a database or drop a database, we use drop database name, and to show, we use show databases. Now let's try to insert data. Let's try to create a table, and we will try to create a table inside the data. Okay. So we know in database how to create a table. Let's try to create a table using our standard packages. So how can we create a table? Any idea? To create a table, we first click on SQL. After clicking on SQL, we just go to a DB, whatever DB we want to use. And then we run a command. Which command? To create a table, we use create table, table name, fields, and data types. Create table, music. What commands music can have? Music ID. What is the type of music ID? It is of int. With being a primary key, what it should be? It should be an auto increment. And we need to define it as a primary key. We will type primary, then key. Okay. Music name. Music name stands for it's a varchar. Varchar means it's a string. How long it can be? Let's suppose it's a use song, so it can be of 100. Then what can we have? Music name we can have, and then music label we can have. Music label, music, music label. It will be varchar. Let's make it 50. Okay. Then what we can have? Music hits. What it can be? It can be number. Okay. It can be number. Then we'll try to close it. Now this is how we have created a structure of a table and which would look like. But this is just a structure. Let's try to execute this command. From where we can execute this command? We can execute this command using clicking on this button, go. The moment we have clicked on this command, I can see that the table music has been created with 0 records. Now let's try to insert some data so that we can play with it. Now to insert data, first we need to know what is inside my table. So what command we'll use to find what is inside my table? Describe. What is the name? Table name, music. Describe, MUSC. Okay, and click on go. The moment I have clicked on go, I know that this thing is coming. Now let me click on show query box. I can see it as music ID, music name, music label, music hits. Now let's try to insert data here. We know music ID is an auto incremental key. So we don't need to insert, we don't need to put data. So we need to put data into music name, music label, music hits. Let's try to insert some records. Let me comment it. Into insert into table name. What is our table name? Our table name is music. Table name music. Then what do we have? We have music name, music label, music hits. Let's type music. Music name, music label, music hits. We have music name, music label, and music hits. Let me close it. Now let me insert some values. Okay. How can we insert values here? Let me insert some values. How can we insert some values here? We can insert values in a similar fashion. We can do, okay, music name. Let's suppose a music, okay, a music, comma, music label, a label, and then how many hits it has given? It has given 100 hits. Now, can you see? I have closed this bracket from here to here, but to create a new record, I can just put a comma, copy this thing, and paste it here. Until unless I give the semicolon, it will try to insert the data. Okay, let me give it like B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Same thing, let me do it here. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It's 100. Let me make it 50. Let me make it 25. Let me make it again 100. 50, 25, 100, 50, 25. Okay. Now we are done here. Now to insert this data, I will use click on go. The moment I have clicked on go, if I go to music, I can see now I have records which are present here. The moment I clicked here, I can see I have records which are present here. Now let's suppose there is some music which is newly launched and it does not have music hits. So do we really need to give everything? No, we can just enter one thing and it will also accept. Let's try to learn how can we insert data with few labels. Let's go to SQL. Same command, insert into, then what is the table name? Music. Then what is the column we want to insert? We can see columns from here. What is the column name? Music name and music label, okay? Music name, comma, music label, values, J music, comma, J label, okay? Now, if you see properly, I have not used everything here. Oh, this code is missing. But I will just insert this thing. Okay, let me first show you this thing here. If I go to music, see in music, I have this thing, music name, music label, music hits. It has 9 records. Let me insert a new record here. This is a command. Let me click on go. Now let me click on SQL. Let me click on browse. See, you can see it has 10 records here, but because I have not inserted this music hit record, Therefore, the data is not present here. Okay, the data is not present here. So that's all for today's session. In next session, we will learn more advanced concepts. But first, please try to revise and learn how to create tables, how to alter tables, how to update table, and how to insert more data into tables. And we have already discussed what the difference between delete and drop. Delete and truncate. Delete means for delete we use drop statement, and truncate means now. If I use the statement here, if you can see, if I use a statement truncate here, what is the syntax of truncate? We have learned truncate means truncate table, table name. If I use here truncate table, table name, what it will do? Truncate command is used to delete the records. So it will, if I just go to this table, how many records it has? It has 10 records. The moment I try to execute this statement, what it's saying, it says, do you really want to truncate table music? Okay. It's it says it has written an empty set. It took this many records. Now, if I go to music, I can see there is no data. But if I had ran, instead of truncate, if I had ran delete command, this is my delete command. If I have run this command, can you say, do you really want to execute drop table music? Okay. What then we will meet in upcoming sessions.